Many of our students have never had technology in their homes. We are, as a district, 84% free and reduced lunch, 92% non-white. We're in urban settings serving kids from over 110 countries. We struggle in many of our inner city schools with teacher quality. We struggle with consistency of instruction. We believe that technology has real potential to help level that playing field. Power Up is a digital transformation. It's transforming what and how you teach, but the actual hardware itself, we're giving students laptop computers to use at home and at school.
Another element of Power Up is creating a teaching and learning platform which houses all of our digital content. And then the third pillar underneath Power Up is this digital instruction. What does good instruction in a digital environment look like? It's about giving the kids an opportunity to show their level of understanding in a way that's relevant to them.
This deliberate pacing with, first get the teachers engaged, then get the students engaged, and really kind of coming at it from a change management standpoint. The pacing, I think that's what's made us successful. If we were a district that just kind of dropped off computers, all right, everybody, light switch, use them, that's not realistic.
I worry when I hear people clamor and complain, you're going too fast, you're going too fast. And it's not about going fast for us. It's about pacing in a district of 215,000 students. It's about scope.
Terry wants to plant the seeds in the morning and he wants to be cutting the grass by the afternoon. That's just his mode of operation. We accommodate that as much as we can, but I think I have to make him aware of there is a risk to pushing fast, hard, and quick.
This push and pull and push and pull is extremely important. Lenny knows that from a vision perspective, that I believe that it's not about the machine. It's about changing how and what you teach, and this is just a tool.
If you talk to teachers and you ask them what is the single biggest thing they would love to see improvement on, a very high percentage of them would see engagement. These kids are engaged, and that's really what will drive this.
If you do this right, it's not someone standing up and lecturing. That's not what we're talking about here. And what we're talking about in terms of what you teach, how you teach, not the tool you use to teach. This is not just a replacement for a textbook. Our dropout rate in this school district's the best it's ever been. Our graduation rate's the best it's ever been. And still, you lose one kid. That kid has no future. Kids have one time in school. Every time someone says you're going too fast, I don't think we're going fast enough.
We've got a twofer. It's probably an understatement to say that other large school districts have been fraught with challenges big and small when rolling out one-to-one technology initiatives. But Houston ISD is setting the bar for managing the digital transformation of a large urban district. At the heart of that transformation is the strong, effective partnership between Superintendent Terry Greer and Chief Technology Information Officer Lenny Shad. Come on up. Lenny, you gotta give me a hug. And my mic. I'm gonna be a sandwich. Thank you.
Sometimes people get promoted into the superintendency and they make the mistake of thinking it's about them, and it's never about you as an individual. You have to come into this position as a servant.
And it'll have a STEM focus.
Interestingly enough, we're now spearheading what we call a STEM initiative, where we're working in partnership with our local businesses and educators.
The power comes back on.
Right.
The educational system here has truly become a community effort. You cannot begin to understand the value when people in the workforce, the business community, the corporate sector, tell you specifically what they need from their future workforce. It's such a key to future success. We want to make sure that all of our children have access to it. And what we believe is if we can get virtually all of our children enrolled and engaged at preschool level, at kindergarten levels, then as they progress through the system, they'll be much more equipped in terms of their knowledge, their skills, their social, their emotional, all aspects that are critically important to learning. Being a superintendent is something to be proud of, and it's something to feel honored about, because the responsibility is amazing when you start thinking about the decisions that you're making and the impact on human lives.
Switch the sets around to that side by the moving.
In pushing for STEM initiatives, Don Haddad understands the importance of complete visibility and transparency in the community. The result has been collaboration with educators, local businesses, and elected officials to launch a STEM Innovation Center, open the first STEM preschool in Colorado, and develop grassroots organizations designed to educate and involve community members about the district. Don. Thank you.
I don't care where a kid comes from, what their color is, what language they speak, every kid wants to succeed. There is no reason why any child needs to be limited. My name is Bill Johnson. I am superintendent of schools in Rockville Center, which is a small suburban school district in New York State. This community is somewhere between 20 and 25% minority and low SES. That diversity, I think, is a real asset. And what we've done here is totally detract the school to raise the level of expectation for all the kids that we have in the system. Everybody is exposed to exactly the same curriculum. They're all sitting in the same classes. Everyone in that classroom is given the same opportunity. It is they who have to define themselves in it. We are an international baccalaureate school to provide all of our students here in this school district an opportunity to be involved in a college-level curriculum before they left us. And lo and behold, what we discovered was that the more we could expose them to college-level curriculum and the IB coursework prior to their leaving us, the more likely it was that they were going to be successful in taking on the challenge of college. In addition to just providing them opportunities to learn all the subjects and the skills that we have for them, is to learn about one another. We spend a lot of time working on having kids work together and understand one another and recognize that it is just not the world of color, the world of language, the world of means and resources. It is that the human spirit among all of those other things can rise to levels if we work together cooperatively with one another. I mean, it may seem like a dream that's silly, but if you build it into the system, I can tell you that it works. Kids always rise to the higher level. And the fact that all of our kids, and I mean all, have an opportunity to be in those IB courses is an extraordinary thing. Something I'm very, very proud of for this community. It's here, in their souls, and it's wonderful to see.
William Johnson's decision to end academic tracking nearly 25 years ago was ahead of its time. But he didn't stop there. His push for more rigor for all students, as you've just heard, has never waned, as seen in the district's latest move to provide academically rigorous and international baccalaureate courses to everyone. To make the strategy work, he hired more math teachers, limited support class sizes to 8 students, and provided more prep time for teachers to ensure success. Bill, or as we like to say, the dean of this year's Leaders to Learn From class. I know, exactly.
So much for Dean.
You take this. Thank you. Thank you, Bill.
I was born to love working with kids.
Do you speak Spanish at home? Yeah? Do you speak Spanish at home? See, do you speak Spanish at home? Okay. Spanish.
And there's no better way. I'm a school superintendent, so I need to be with schools. I need to be with kids. And we're a pretty large school district, and so my routine is to be out and about, and to be in the community, to be with kids. And quite honestly, that's when I learned the most about what's effective, what's working, what's not working. In our school district, leadership development is a priority. And you're a leader in the classroom as a teacher. When you have a teacher who's passionate about what they do, that's going to translate right to the students. Developing capacity for leadership is key in any organization. But when you think about leadership within the school district, we do need folks stepping out of their roles as a classroom teacher to take on challenges and responsibilities in leading the school districts. Within an organization, when the time comes, you have a responsibility to take on that obligation and the work. It requires a lot of training, a lot of growth, a lot of wisdom to do. I think we have one more and then a couple of. It is really not with intention for teachers stepping out of the classroom to become administrators. Although I would say probably 80% of the teachers in this pathway ended up becoming administrators, have opportunity to become administrators. But our job is really to make sure that we're developing a leader within. So that's what this whole leadership seminar is all about. This is about working with people. At the end of the day, we're teaching teachers, and all of ourselves are teachers, and really make sure that whatever we do has meaning to it, and has purpose. With, I think, the most important part of the job as a school superintendent is to make sure that the students learn, teachers teach, and hopefully, as much as possible, that we develop lifelong learners.
Okay, yo veo un rectángulo azul. Y aquí, ¿qué podemos?
Michael Lynn has built a strong culture of leadership, but he isn't unrealistic. And I have to say, I love that we're explicitly putting leadership development on our list of leaders to learn from topics to highlight this year. He knows there's still work to be done in his district and that he must work harder to ensure that the leadership development priorities he has established remain deeply ingrained. Thank you, Michael, for your work. Please join me.
A good teacher is going to have good content knowledge, but having a good content knowledge and not knowing how to deliver it to a student is useless. It's useless. I can have all the knowledge in the world, but if I don't know how to come across and how to teach children and have good teaching strategies, then I might as well just walk on out the door. Our population in Maury County is 46,000 residents. We have approximately 7,700 students in Maury County school system, and that's pre-K through 12th grade. Kids are extremely honest, and when you walk into a student council meeting and you say, well, tell us what you like, what's going on in the school that's good, they're going to tell you, well, what do you think we need to do differently in this particular school? What do you want changed? They'll tell you. So a couple of years ago, I asked a question to all student councils in every school. I said, what leadership roles in our school district do adults currently do that you think that you could do? And some of the kids made the suggestions, well, let us do the state of the schools. Well, I was scared to death, of course. But last year, I let the kids do the state of the schools.
Hello, everyone, and welcome.
I was nervous last year, thinking, oh my goodness, perfect. They did a perfect job. Matter of fact, more people than ever in this community came out, and it was so successful, we're doing it again this year.
The large wolf has appeared. In your wolf voice, let's read the next page. Ready?
We visited elementary school today. Along with me was the elementary curriculum director, the director of exceptional student services, and also the technology director. When we go into the classroom, we're looking for anything that we consider to be 21st century. How are they using technology? We're looking for resources in the classroom. We can stop and we can talk to them. What are you doing? What are you learning today? What's that standard you're working on? The most important thing that we're looking at is how is instruction being delivered, and are kids actually engaged and learning in that classroom? Not how the teacher's teaching, but are students learning in that classroom? We want children to come to school. We want them to learn. We want them to graduate, but we also want them to enjoy, and we want them to be engaged sitting in the classroom that they have to come to every day. They spend more time with us than they do at home during the school year, so we want them to be engaged, but we also want them to enjoy school. You have to have the variable in there that relationships between teachers and students are better. Because if kids like you, they're going to learn for you, and they're not going to misbehave in your classroom.
Vickie Reed truly understands that allowing students to have a meaningful say in how they are being taught not only creates a better learning environment, but also allows them to be an advocate for the things they want and need. That's why she's created a robust system for incorporating student voices, and I love this, and opinions into key district decision-making. Vickie, come on up.
When you're in an urban district, we have a high population of single parents. We have a high population of students who are low income. We have a high population of students where English is not their first language. It's really important that we build capacity within the families and the parents, because they spend an awful lot of time at home and the parents are their first educators. So if we don't build capacity there, the work that we do every day, the work that the teachers in the classroom do, will almost be for naught. Parent and community engagement really is about bringing all of the outside resources together, making sure that they understand what the goals and objectives are for the district, and that we really have to be on the same team. And how do we do that in a way that all of the caring adults, parents, families, business partners, community-based organizations, faith-based organizations, educators in the district are all marching in the same direction around the same goals and objectives. We're talking about meeting them where they are. But just wanted to say that
she has this ability of recognizing the potential people have, and she takes them under her wing, teaches them, coaches them in the process, and then let them go to be more than she is.
Okay,
With her leadership and her passion and her thinking around the potential that this work had for the district, we were able to really expand, what family engagement looks like right now.
I'm just excited about where we've come from, but most excited about where we're going. We may have different ways of getting there, but the eye on the prize is making sure that when the students exit our district, they are prepared, whether it's for the world of work, whether it's for post-secondary institutions. We have to make sure that we're readying them to get that done. And it takes, I hate to steal the adage, but a village to raise a child, and it certainly does.
Patricia Spradley knows that our students' first educators are their parents and communities. Creating more than 36 Parent Academy courses gives students fun and practical life skills, but also teaches parents how to advocate for themselves and their children. And that, we know, ultimately strengthens families. Her focus on making education important to the community has created role models outside of the school walls and encouraged student and community learning throughout her district. Patricia, well done. Nice job. Thank you. Thanks, Patricia.
Yeah. I think it's really important that as adults we don't limit kids with the vision that we have for them.
Have a good day.
Teaching in a CAPS-like program is certainly different than you would see in a traditional learning environment, or what I'd call a formal learning environment. We need to excel in the informal space, which, oh, by the way, that's where the real world operates, right? And so it's different. We're facilitating and guiding and advising projects and people versus being in the front of the classroom and knower of information. And so me as an educator, I really have to check my ego at the door, be okay with not knowing everything, and then really relying on our business partners, our professional experts to fill in the gaps and really do a lot of the teaching for our students.
1, 2, 3.
So, first time here for you guys, or?
No, second semester.
Second semester?
Yeah.
That's even better. How are you? We have found through CAPS that kids are able to achieve so much more than we ever envisioned for them. We have a number of students that have patents pending on ideas, on products that they've created, that who knows where that's going to go, but we're excited for them.
And I'm also working with a kind of autism chair that this project I just started, and kind of allows me to go hands-on in the schools and kind of see how it's working in the schools and do market research. That way we can try to bring this and get a well-rounded business plan together for them.
Thank you. Thanks, sir. Have a good semester. They are so far exceeding where we thought they could go, and I think it's because they're finding their passion, and they're finding their passion earlier in life than they would have otherwise. We're helping kids understand those values that business and industry have when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to cooperation, when it comes to learning how to shake hands. I mean, looking someone in the eye and having that firm handshake. We're trying to help kids understand what it means to be a professional. And I think that gives them a real advantage over kids that don't go through a program like CAPS. One interesting aspect of this and what we hear from business and industry is the fact that this really is a recruiting ground for them, and an early recruiting ground. Our kids go out and interview for internships, and I'm talking about summer internships or fairly extensive internships during the school year. They're oftentimes competing with college students. And what we have found is that by and large, our kids tend to capture those internships, that businesses really can tell the difference from a student that's a part of the Center for Advanced Professional Studies. And that's really what they're looking for and what they want. So I really do feel like we're advantaging our kids.
Tom Trigg went to business leaders and asked, would you share your human capital with us? The result is an individualized learning environment where high school students and professionals from local businesses work together to develop professional skills, explore career paths, and create specialized projects that are actually used in the real world. Not only are students achieving far more than anticipated, but the program's success has prompted 7 other states to attempt to replicate the program. Tom, please come up to be recognized. Jump up, baby. You are terrific. Thank you. Thank you.
Our school district's financial situation is unique because we have seen a decrease and a freeze in our revenue from the state. At the same time, because of the economy, our community and our residents expect us to keep taxes low and expenses low. What also makes Ossining School District's financial situation unique is that while other school districts are experiencing a reduction in enrollment, Ossining School District is experiencing an increase in enrollment. I work in school finance. However, I've also been described as an educator because I'm able to take complex concepts and make them easily digestible. I believe that knowledge is power and that my job is to enlighten people and provide them a way in which they can support the budget by making sure that they have all the information. Because ultimately, if the budget isn't supported, then that means that our students are not receiving the quality programs they deserve. So I can work out the logistics? I have found creative ways to save Ossining School District money in health expenses and transportation costs. We switched providers for health insurance and we saved $2.5 million. We revised our contracts for transportation and was able to save about $2 million. And we've also done some small things like change the location of our graduation to reduce overtime expenses. So something as simple as that was great, and also the big items obviously were great as well. When I first came here, we were in program cut mode. As of last year, we've been able to put positions back in the budget. I love being able to save money to put those dollars back into the classroom in order to offer quality educational programs.
So as we've just heard, Alita Zuber is definitely an educator in her own right. As the Assistant Superintendent for Business, she spends much of her time educating the community about finances. Her articulation of complex financial issues to the community has helped build support for the district budget and engage the community in unprecedented ways. Not to mention, her creativity in budget management has saved the district over $4 million. Money that she's been able to put back into classrooms to offer students a high-quality education. Congratulations, Alita. Please join me. Thank you. You're taller than I am. That's the heels. Thank you, Alita. Well, I don't know about you all, but my heart is full. I'd like to now ask all the 2015 leaders to learn from to rise, turn and face the audience, And let's please have one more round of applause for our wonderful leaders.
Thanks, everybody. It's going to be that time again. This may look familiar to you all. I wanted to bring, while our banners are coming to the front of the room here, and I know our leaders that have just been recognized know what to do. Come to your banners while I'm talking. I wanted to recognize that, let folks know that we do have our alumni from 2013 and 2014 here. Some of them have done some of the very work we've just experienced. We've got Jeffrey Plattenberg here doing the work that he did with district finances in Loudoun. We have Tracy Hill, and we have Michelle Brooks about the work that they've done with parents and families and communities. I hope you guys will all communicate and share your stories as well. If you leaders could all come to your banners, we're going to walk you back into the audience now. If you will follow your leadership ambassadors to your tables, we're going to be up here. For those of you on the live stream, that's you guys. For those of you on the live stream, we're up till 9:50, okay? That's 9:50. By the way, for anybody who was looking for the Wi-Fi password, it is EPE 2015. That's EPE 2015. If leadership ambassadors could take you guys to your tables, all of you, your colleagues here, please come up to the front again and follow the leader.